Hey everybody, and welcome to the Evolution of Trust. I'm John. Josh couldn't make it here. He had a family emergency, but he asked me to put some episodes up on the show because we are fresh out, and I'm gonna play what really is. I mean, let's face it, it's not a game as much as it is like an interactive descriptor or educational tool about the idea of game theory and the prisoner's dilemma. And you guys don't know this, I fucking love math. I love it to death. I have a bachelor's in math from my university, and I'm here to fucking share my love with you guys. Not gonna lie, I had a couple shots, but I believe in peace and I believe in math, so let's kick some serious ass. So in World War I, peace broke out. It was Christmas 1914 on the Western Front. Despite strict orders not to chillax with the enemy, British and German soldiers left their trenches, crossed no man's land, and gathered to bury the dead, exchange gifts, and play games. Meanwhile, as today's date, the West has been at peace for decades, and wow, we suck at trust. Surveys show that over the past 40 years, fewer and fewer people say that they trust each other. So why in peacetime do friends become enemies, and why even in wartime do enemies become friends? So let's go ahead and play a game. In every beginner game theory course, they're going to teach you what is called the prisoner's dilemma. It's framed as two people in separate rooms that committed a crime, and neither of them has the proper info to send either of them to jail. So you have the option, each of you unilaterally, there's a little fez hat, to rat on the other person. If you don't, you cooperate. It's called putting a coin in here. And if you both put a coin in, you get 3 coins back because the cops couldn't convict you of that crime. So you get more back for being cooperative. So as long as somebody puts a coin in, you guys make it work out. So let's go ahead and cooperate. Let's see what happens. Turning the other cheek gets you slapped. If you cooperate and they cheat, you lose a coin while they gain 3. However, if you both cheat, zilch, because you guys are giant dick faces. So let's go ahead and cooperate and see what happens. Oh god. We both cooperate, we both give up a coin to gain 3. But if I cheated, I should get some money back. So, I mean, as long as somebody does it, we'll be making something happen here. So we'll play against 5 different opponents, each with their own strategy. We'll play anywhere from 3 to 7 rounds. That shit's important in upper levels. So let's go ahead and do that. There you go, buddy. I fucking believe in him. So, a lot of what makes this psychologically interesting rather than simply just a mathematical game is that a lot of people think that your goal here is to beat the person, and in large games that may not be the case. You're supposed to do generally well over everything. That man has a top hat. Let's see what he's gonna do. Oh, you dick. Okay, so he screwed us. I have my own methodology because I did this class every time, so let's shoot him again. Fuck you. We're gonna try our best at that. This is just the worst. Yes, I have kind of played this demonstration before because I'm a big fan of learning tools and what a nice, simplistic design philosophy can show people about learning and about cooperation. So we're gonna head and cooperate again because I like her hat. She's got a nice hat. Cannot stress enough, this is not... this barely qualifies as a game, but I love it so much and I wanted to share with you guys. There you go. That's a good cowboy. Let's put some more stuff in. Yes! Cooperation. Gets me rock hard. Oh, more rounds? Okay, here we go. You did good, buddy. Bye. Alright, he looks detective, so... I'm feeling like a dick. Let's just go ahead. Haha! Take that 3. Oh, he's mad now. Okay, so I think I may have just screwed myself. No. Because some players, and we'll learn about it later, operate on what's known as a grim trigger, which means I'm going to be nice, but if you fuck me over even once, I'm just going to be a vindictive bitch for the rest of the game. So, let's go ahead and cheat. Oh, don't give me the sad face. God damn. Okay, my score is 39. The lowest possible are 7 and 49, which means I did okay. Alright, so who are the characters? Copycat. That's basically tit for tat, but in a more, socially approachable way. I start being nice, and I just did whatever you did last time. Meow, I'm a cat. Oh, copycat, I got it. Alright, he's always gonna cheat, so he's gonna be a dick no matter what. She's always gonna be nice, because let's be friends, right? Heart symbol. And he has this really complex thing to try to figure out who he's playing against, who is very adept at winning in long games. Let's go ahead and check it out. It's tournament time. We'll now play against each character 10 times. That is 10 paired matches and 10 rounds per match. Who do you think is going to do the best? We'll go ahead and cheat, but you guys go ahead and take your guesses right now. Check it out. Okay, we're going to skip some of this stuff. You may be skeptical about what the Christmas truce story about World War I trenches. Sure, that was just a fluke. No, that shit happens all the time. There's a very good Christmas movie called Joyeux Noel. Highly recommend. Please go and check that shit out. It's pretty widespread. We said it's very cold. It's about to get very cold. Let's treat people nicely. You don't shoot me, I don't shoot you. And that worked in a ton of places. So while we check this stuff out, I'm saying shit a lot. The fact that it's a repeated game means that I don't want to screw you because there's options later. So copycat goes by many names. In a lot of mathematical circles, it's called tit for tat, which means that you do a thing, I do a thing, so let's play multiple tournaments. So this is what gets me just crazy about this. Let's say, like, in a system, and this is going to sound like complete rambling, you have people that were taught to be ruthless and conniving their entire lives, people that were thought to be nice no matter what, always turn the blind eye or the other cheek, and see what happens to them. Now, in situations like this, they're going to play a tournament, and we're going to eliminate the 5 worst players, and then the people that did the 5 best, we're going to reproduce them. Now, as kind of a spoiler alert, the people here that cheat a lot, they take complete and total advantage of these people that are nice. And that is not to be like cynical or mean, but that's kind of how it can go in real life sometimes. But let's go ahead and give like a demonstration in this crazy 20-person game. So we have 15 very nice people, 5 cheaters, and 5 copycats. We'll ignore those complex people for now. All right, who is gonna win? So I'm gonna say these people are going to completely exploit the pink. Let's go with always cheating, his very nice bowler hat. Let's play the tournament. All right, eliminate the bottom 5. That's not good for them. Reproduce. Play the tournament. Eliminate the bottom 5. You see, they're doing very poorly. I know this isn't a funny video game thing, but I'm having a great time, you guys. Thank you so much for watching. Reproduce those people. You see, as these people start getting picked off, we're reproducing these dicks. These dicks in society, and you see, now they're gone. So what the hell are we gonna do? So now we're completely outmatched. I may have picked the wrong horse, spoilers, but now they're all getting screwed by each other because they're always cheating, they're always doing poorly. I had forgotten about that when I chose my horse, so I apologize. It's been a long time since I was at university. And yes, I do say university even though I grew up in America, and that's not what they call it here. So we are eliminating the bottom 5 in that regard. And something bad is happening to Mr. Bowler Hat. He is gone. And the short one, you're right, but its exploitativeness led to his downfall. We are punished by our sins, not for them. That's very poetic. Let's, the result is even similar if we put Grudger and Protector back in. So Grudger is basically Grim Trigger. I'm gonna be nice, you fuck me over once, I never forget it. It's a very vindictive, bitter person, so he's gonna cycle through this. Uh-oh. Detect Grudger. What you do? Oh, wow. Sometimes a few Grudgers may stick around because all players except Grudger and Copycat are eliminated. The 2 tie. So they're gonna just randomly float about here while they try to figure themselves out. So it seems the math of a game theory is telling us something. That Copycat's philosophy, do unto others as you would have them do unto you, may not be just a moral truth, but a mathematical truth. That's fucking... Oh my god! But there's a problem. Should we let somebody win first, or are we gonna keep going? Alright, you guys tell me who won in that comments there. There's a world full of total jerkwads. If you were the only nice person, a la the very mediocre movie, Ricky Gervais's The Invention of Lying, Well, I guess the opposite of that. If the copycat strategy in this repeated game of trust is so powerful, then even soldiers of World War I trenches independently evolved a similar strategy called live and let live. Why are there so many untrustworthy people? What's causing this epidemic? In the repeated game of trust, so we only talked about a change in the players, what about a change in the game? What could lead to the evolution of distrust? Before everything goes to heck, let's start with something nice. Here's a world fair entirely with nice people, except for one cheat and one copycat. Let's find out. So, watch the pinks kind of die, and then as soon as they die, the food source of the dicks, the bowler hats, stops, and they die, and the copycats, which are just mainly a very ambivalent live and let live character, they get to live, and that's fucking awesome. They've done contests about this, where everybody was allowed to submit their own strategy to win a Prisoner's Dilemma repeated iteration evolutionary game, and Tit for Tat did the best consecutively with minor tweaks. People have submitted basically like Tit for Tat, but there's a 0.0000512% chance that I am a dick anyway, but that's just copying its own strategy. Under our current rules, which say that the players play against each other 10 rounds, does he still win at 7 rounds? 5 rounds? 3 rounds? So check this out. We're gonna play 10 rounds. Let's play 20 rounds, just to be silly. So these people win much faster. They swept the board pretty much immediately. Let's go down to say 5. And let's check that shit out. So the pink die a little slower, but look, we didn't make it. I say we like I'm the ambivalent character. What the hell am I doing? As you just discovered, the fewer repeated interactions, the more distrust will spread. If I'm never gonna see you again, that's all the more motivation to just rob you. I mean, don't go rob people. I'm not saying that, but it's easier when there are fewer repercussions. I'm not saying you want to be like the nicest person ever, but what are you gonna do? You can also change the payoffs. Now, a general Prisoner's Dilemma says that the cooperate is pretty good, but not as good as if I'm a dick. And both of those are better than if I didn't do very well. So, let's go ahead and choose a crazy-ass penalty and a crazy-ass reward and see how that changes things. Notice that pretty much immediately the nice people disappeared completely. What if we bring that back down? And checked it out then. Notice the bowler hats start to spread. If we stop it, we can change things. Now they're gone. So you change the beginning descriptors, and the game changes completely. With the normal payouts, copycat wins, but now change both cooperate and ward from +2 to +1. So let's do that. +1. +1. Check it out. They're dying. Quickly. Bowlers win. The pro of being a nice guy has been eliminated. I'm rambling now. Thanks for sticking around. With a lower win-win reward, always cheat takes over. Game theory has 2 powerful ideas about this zero-sum game. This is sadly the common belief that a gain for us must come at a loss to them and vice versa. I'm not touching that. 2, non-zero-sum game is when people make the hard effort to create a win-win situation, or at least avoid a lose-lose. So I could do well, so I could buy an ice cream without taking your ice cream. You could be ambivalent, or just not care, and I could have an ice cream. So it's a win-draw at least. Let's look at a third and final barrier to the evolution of trust: mistakes. This is known as noise in a really in a computer science sense. So we're being very nice. We're 2 cooperate people. So we just want to cooperate until the end of time. But sometimes shit happens. We make boo-boos. That guy fell. And now you're worried. Like, he accidentally did a derp. And now that it comes time to be nice again, he thinks he screwed him. So he's gonna go ahead and be a dick. And because of the misunderstanding, we're stuck being dicks to each other until the end of time. So let's meet some new people. Copy Kitten. All right, which is basically tit for two tats, which means you screw me once, that's fine. Screw me twice, then we're gonna be a douche. But that's just what's gonna happen. Simpleton starts to cooperate. If you cooperate back, I do the same thing as last move, even if you derped. If you cheat back, then I do the opposite thing, and random is exactly what it's like. Monkey, robot, ninja, pizza, tacos. Lol, I'm so random. Social satire, and I'm in my math. Let's start with a dozen of these. Versus our old winner, the copycat, and the 3 new characters, the copy kitten, the dull simpleton, and the silly random. In each round of a match, players have a small chance of making a mistake, let's say 5%. Who do you think is going to come up on top? Gonna let the nice guitar music play for a little bit. I'm gonna give it to... I'm gonna give it to the copy... I'm gonna give it to the standards, the copycats. Let's go ahead. Check it. I love that squeaky noise. So as we do this, I'm gonna let it play out, but the nicers have died, and the simpleton here is actually capable of exploiting always cooperate. They both start cooperating, but simpleton makes a mistake and cheats. Always cooperate never gets them back. It keeps cheating them even though it made a mistake. So let's try something else. The same thing as before, except instead of half always cooperate, it's half always cheat. It's a much less forgiving environment. So now, what's going on? Now, what I'm noticing here is that the tit for two tats, the copy kittens, they're gonna get steamrolled by these cheaters. So, I'm gonna go with straight ass copycat, because I haven't played this game in like 2 days. So watch the copy kittens dwindle, but then what's happening now? The copy kittens are allowing to be nice, and we're continuing to be nice. But what happened there was, in a world of everybody wanting to be nice to each other, it's kind of evaporated, and it got left to random chance there. With an even meaner starting population, a more forgiving version of Copycat was still successful. It doesn't entirely wipe out Copycat, it shares room because they're nice. Is this true for all levels of miscommunication? Let's say there's a crazy ass chance, 50%, that we screw it up. Now let's see what happens. There's pretty much, people are guessing all over the map because I pulled up the chance of a mistake to 50%, which is basically coin flipping. It's a Groundhog's Day up in this bitch. So we're gonna wait patiently while that happens. You guys trying? I'm gonna take another drink. You guys enjoy yourself. And that nice guitar music. Alright, so that's gonna go on forever. Let's go ahead and drop it down. Say 25. See if that changes things. Yeah, so we fucked it up. With all these mistakes, the cheater always knows what it's gonna do. And it always was set up in that way to make something happen for itself. So, let's find out. The result turns out something like this. At 0%, Copycat wins. At 1 to 9%, Copy Kitten wins, which means that with a little bit of error, Copy Kitten goes, oh, don't worry about it. I'll make something happen. At 10 to 49%, Always Cheat wins. At 50%, nobody wins ever, because it's basically a coin flip. And if I have no agency in my game, it makes me crazy. Last, let's experiment with all the numbers, knobs, and levers. Check out my awesome Sandbox Mode. You can tell me how many people there are in this crazy-ass match. So let's go ahead, and I'm feeling kind of renegade. Let's have some nice copycats and just a bunch of jesters. Ha! Because that's our fucking show. Right, guys? Let's do a bunch of jesters and maybe say one of each. I want to see what happens there. Let's peek it up a little bit. There you go. There you go. And go. Guys, I fucking love math. Thank you so much for sticking around this long. I can't even tell you. But let's go ahead and check what we want to do. So 3 things we need. for the evolution of trust. 1, I get to see you again. I can't be a dick and let it slide forever. Hi, squeaky chair. If I had to see you again, I kind of, it's a self-enforcing kind of system. The altruism there kind of hits a mathematical hurdle that a lot of people don't want to accept, but I love it. It's possible for both people to win in non-zero-sum games, which the Nash equilibrium is. John Nash, rest in peace. You must be playing a non-zero-sum game where it's at least possible that both of you can do better. Great job. And low miscommunication. My ability to tell you what I want out of the situation is minimal. It's not something that allows for a lot of room of error. There's reputation, shared values, contracts, cultural markers, blah, blah, blah. And let's not forget the biggest lesson. If there's one big takeaway from all of game theory, it's this. What the game is defines what the players do. Our problem today isn't just that people are losing trust, it's that our environment acts against the evolution of trust. That may seem cynical or naive, that we're merely products of our environment, but as game theory reminds us, we are each other's environment. In the short run, the game defines the players, but in the long run, it's us players who define the game. Kind of channeling my anal Vsauce there, I'm sorry. So, do what you can do to create the conditions necessary to evolve trust. Build relationships, find win-wins, communicate clearly. Maybe then we can stop firing at each other, get out of our own trenches, cross no man's land and come together, and all learn to live and let live. Again, Joyeux Noel, French movie, tremendous Christmas movie-going experience. This has been John for the Jestour. Hopefully, Josh will come back some other time and we can get back to the silly adventures, but thanks so much for sharing my passion and letting me geek out for just a little bit. I'll see you guys next time.